Welcome in. We are live streaming a 2K preview. Gonna let some folks jump in here. Gonna send out a tweet to let everyone know what we're doing, which is we are going to preview this Hornets Pistons game, which just got a whole lot more interesting because we got the report first from the great Rod Boone of the Charlotte Observer, quickly followed by Shams and Woj, that the guy that you see there on the right, LaMelo Ball, is questionable to play tonight. And if you've been following the Hornets and really the NBA for a while now, you kind of understand that the questionable is the new will play. Probable is strangely the new out, as I think coaches and organizations have really used the injury designations for a little bit of shenanigans. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if that's something that's addressed in the new CBA or possibly competition committee or something like that. But we'll see. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is LaMelo Ball is probably going to be back. We can't say for sure he's going to warm up, but he's been warming up publicly. I mean, he's been on the court, although past few games he hasn't because he did have a sickness, non-COVID related, that kept him away from the team. But before that, he was out publicly warming up before games, and he looked good. So, I think he has every intention to play tonight, and we should see him suit up in what was going to be sort of a tank bowl, because they're playing the Detroit Pistons, another 7-win team, both teams at the bottom of the NBA standings. The Pistons certainly in tank mode. They are certainly building for the future. The Hornets didn't intend to be where they are in the standings. They certainly came into this season with intentions to win, or at least try to win, and injuries have really derailed that, and this is the first sign that, hopefully of many, they're going to get some folks back. So if you're here with us live, make sure you're hitting up the chat. Isaiah says, blessed be everyone here. Yeah, blessed be. Yeah, for sure. We're all blessed because LaMelo Ball is going to be playing tonight. The shining boy of Charlotte will come back. Squiddy Stream said the impeccable timing of Major Hornets new dropping after the recording of the LOH episode. Oh, yeah, no, exactly. The new. I mean, come on. They couldn't have done it like just a few hours before. Come on, Rod. Help us out. We had you on the show. No, I'm just kidding. Rod's fine. You get the news when you get the news. And luckily, through the power of technology, I'm able to jump back up on here. I was planning to do this anyway. I haven't done one of these in a while, these 2K previews. So I was planning on hopping on anyway. And LaMelo gave me something interesting to talk about. So that was nice of him. JC said Oubre deserves higher than a 79 overall. Lately, I think he's maybe not too much more than that. But it would be interesting to kind of dive deep into his stats and see where they have him in terms of finishing. If they've adjusted his three-point percentage at all, which I think has taken a slight dip this season. So that would be interesting to look at. But I've got LaMelo Ball back in the lineup. I've ejected everyone else that's on the injury list into the sun. So no Cody Martin, no Gordon Hayward, no DSJ. I removed them from the team because NBA 2K, even if I put them with 0 minutes, they like to get cute and throw them in the game every once in a while. So I found now that I just release them, eject them into the sun, and then they don't show up on the court. For the Pistons, Isaiah, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to say it, Livers, however you say it, he's questionable, so I left him in. And then Cade Cunningham, now the Detroit Pistons know how to tank. Let me tell you, Cade Cunningham tried to rehab a shin injury, shouldn't happen, and they are now declaring him out for the rest of the season with a shin injury, if you will. So he won't be. I've ejected him into the sun as well, so he won't show up on the court. So here are your starting lineups. I've put LaMelo Ball back in the starting point guard position. I don't know how many minutes he's going to get tonight. That should be an interesting question too. Do they try to play him 30-plus minutes They desperately need a win. So if the game's on the line, I think you're going to see LaMelo Ball playing. But if they, if they get in, if they've got a 10, 15 point lead in the fourth quarter and they feel comfortable, you may try to limit his minutes through the game to ease him back in. But we'll see. Terry Rozier slides back to the shooting guard position. I've left Kelly in at small forward, placing Jalen McDaniels back on the bench. I think that's how they're going to play this. That's how they've played it in the past. P.J. Washington fills out your 4 position, and Mason Plumlee at the 5. Nick Richards still has not, I think, done enough to supplant Mason Plumlee in that starting lineup. And I try to reflect reality here. Even if I wanted Nick Richards in the starting position, I want him to play better so he could just take over the starting position. But even if I wanted him there, I try to play this as close to reality as possible. And Pistons, Killian Hayes, Jaden Ivey getting most of the minutes. Bojan Bogdanovic, though, getting a lot of the usage. And he's on a tear this year. I was looking at his points per shot attempt. 133. My goodness. That's 96th percentile. It's like top of the league in terms of efficiency. I mean, when he shoots the basketball, I'm sure it's, so I'm sure a lot of it is 3-point percentage. Let's take a look at his shooting accuracy for this season. And Bojan doing a lot in the short mid, so getting to the rim. But yeah, I mean, 44% from 3, that's going to do it. But he's really electric from all areas of the court. So you got to watch him. If you try to close out on him, if you try to run him off the 3-point line, it looks like he's doing a lot better job this season, finishing in the mid-range. And Isaiah Stewart, and here the guy at the center position, Jalen Duren. Somebody that I wanted desperately for the Hornets to draft. They had an opportunity to draft Jalen Duren. Instead, they trade the 13th pick away, and it ends up going to the Pistons via the Knicks. The Pistons happily take Jalen Duren, and the Hornets end up with Mark Williams, who has a left ankle injury. He's out and has not really seen much floor time this year for the Charlotte Hornets, mostly for the Greensboro Swarm, where, to be fair, he has been dominating, but not enough to even supplant Nick Richards in the rotation. And he remains out, though, with that ankle injury. But Jalen Duren has been doing some nice things for the Pistons. He's not competing for Rookie of the Year, but he is, according to their notes, going to be the starter at the center position. Behind him is Bagley, but it looks like, they're focusing on the future. So they've got Jalen Duren in the center spot. All right, before we get this game started, let me go back to the chat to welcome a few people in. Topo! That's what we say when we come into the chat, when we start these lives. Someone said that to us one time in the chat, and we thought it was funny. So Topo to Turtle Master. Hornets can make a run. In fact, they will make a run. Turtle Master with the declarations of Windependence, saying, I declare the Hornets on the way to getting some victories. I love it. He also says Plumlee not bad, but we need an upgrade. Oh, definitely. I mean, that's the thing about the whole Richards conversation. When I talk about Richards not being good enough to start yet, people are like, "Oh, you love Plumlee." No, I don't love Plumlee. I mean, I think he's done I think he's been admirable and done what the coaching staff wanted him to do. And but yes, there are better options at center all around. I mean, I think the Hornets have committed franchise malpractice by letting the center position atrophy to the level that it's atrophied, and not providing LaMelo Ball, even if he had been healthy, with enough weapons down there underneath. It's just a shame is what it is. It's shameful. All right, Michael's saying, my first time catching live Locked On Hornets content. What a treat. Michael Topo, welcome in. We've been doing these all year, not for every game, for ones when I'm not watching my kiddo and I've got the afternoon to come in and lay down some 2K. We preview the game. I try to do it as realistically as possible. Michael saying, even if it's an alternate reality where I get to watch LaMelo Ball. Well, Michael, I don't know if you've heard the news yet or read the news, but LaMelo Ball, questionable tonight. Looks like he has every intention to play unless he goes out there and warms up and something goes wrong. So alternate reality may have just become your reality. Hopefully we don't get a Jalen Duren career night. That would absolutely devastate me. I mean, that would ruin LaMelo Ball return night, would be Jalen Duren revenge night going off against the Hornets, who decided, no, Jalen, you're not good enough to draft. We're going to fall 2 spots back. We're going to trade this pick for a worse draft pick and not take you. So Jalen Duren, if he needs a chip, if he needs a little bit of motivation, he's got it tonight. Suited says day one of the win streak tonight. Man, I like the vibe in the chat right now. Too many vibes about tanking. I'm ready to watch some winning basketball. All these folks talking about tanking this early in the season. You know who those folks are? Well, I won't judge every single person who says that, but I have a suspicion that a lot of them are casual fans. They don't watch a lot of the games. They just kind of read the box scores. They pay attention a little bit here or there. They watch, they watch the national TV games, the NBA TV games. If they're playing, a team with a lot of stars, they'll tune in then. They're not watching Hornets Pistons. So, folks that have to watch Hornets Pistons, we're excited that LaMelo Ball is jumping in here. Okay. Thanks for everyone for chatting. Keep the chats coming during the quarter breaks. And, I'll pause occasionally to tap back into the chat and answer some questions, talk things out. But let's do this. Let's do a different uniform. Let's see if let's see if 2K has, let's see if 2K has added the city uniforms. Oh, yes, they have. I know it's not a city night, but I'm just going to go ahead and wear them because they look so toit. So actually, then let's, just so I don't, it's not like crazy confusing, but let's just put these guys in the, I love their classic jerseys. I love the, look, I get it. Teal's supposed to be the Hornets thing. The Pistons kind of copied it, but I love that logo. I say the more kitsch, the better when it comes to NBA logos. Like the sillier, the better. I think people take this stuff too seriously sometimes. I love those silly unis. I'm going to give them the white unis even though they're playing away just so I don't get confused and accidentally throw it to somebody that I'm not supposed to. Here we go. Mello 1 of 1 saying at least there is no Cade. Yeah, it certainly will improve the chances that the Hornets have. Cade just getting better and better. Shooting is still a little bit inconsistent for Cade. Once the jumpers start falling, though, he's going to be deadly. But, yeah, obviously this team is a team full of inexperience. The Hornets, the rare game where they're going to be the more experienced team, I think. So here we go, LaMelo Ball. Let's do it up. For people, if it's your first time, I just want to remind everyone that I'm not a 2K expert. I'm very casual, doing the best I can. In fact, before I go on offense, oh man, nice work on the pick and roll there. Before I go on offense, we're going to pause it up. I'm going to double check. Feedback's on, controller settings, shot meter, free throw only. I don't want that stinking shot meter. That really threw me off the first couple of games I played on here. So someone suggested, hey, turn the shot meter off. My jump shooting got better. But I'm going to be honest, I haven't practiced a ton, so we'll see. Nice little butt screen there. Oh, LaMelo, immediate impact with the floater. Nice. I love the way the court looks on NBA 2K. I think it does it look better on 2K than it does in real life? I think it might. It looks beautiful. I love the dark light complement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the contrast between the light and the dark court is something I'm a big fan of. Oh, look at that. LaMelo already accumulating rebounds. Well, let's run. Oh, I thought I was. Oh! I got a little rub screen there by Plumlee. I wasn't expecting it. Terry Rozier, nice job coming off that little screen and getting a little space. Pop, drop, open up shot. LaMelo 1-on-1 versus Hayes. Hayes takes him to the hoop. Strong. Takes me to the hoop. Takes LaMelo to the hoop. Who are we blaming it on? I'm going to blame LaMelo. All right, a little screen roll for Kelly. Can I open up something for PJ? Yes, I can. All right, the offense looking good against a defense for Detroit that has been terrible. I can give you some numbers soon via cleaning the glass. But yeah, the defense, offense, it's all just been generally bad for Detroit because they are in full tank mode. me a little screen there, Peach. Okay. Thought I was trying to draw a foul there. Kelly got it blocked. Don't have to worry about Stewart out there. Bogdanovich, got to watch him. He's been a big offensive threat. Had 38 the other night. Boyan, the other Bogdanovich. The forgotten Bogdanovich. Let's see what LaMelo does here. Oh. LaMelo drawing a double team there. Wasn't able to make him pay, though, through PJ. Oh, get the board. Oh, look at Jalen. Strong. See, could have had that off. Now, the Hornets' rebounding issues this year have not been on the offensive side of the ball. They've been a really good offensive rebounding team. It's one of their strengths. It's one of Detroit's strengths as well. They get a lot of putback points. Oh, let's see if Kelly can make it happen. No. It's been on the defensive end of the floor. They have not been able to end possession secure. Look at that, Jalen, over the top. That's realistic. He loves to do that. Loves to get in behind the defense in transition. Got to stay with him. Got to keep an eye on him. Oh, man, so close to that mid-range. I'm probably going to have to go away from Kelly now. 3 straight possessions with him. But so I think defensive rebounding is going to be key in this game. You know, keeping them all. You can't give them easy points. All of a sudden, man, I went on a 7-2 run, then allowed a 7-0 run. So we'll let this timeout run out. If you got something in the chat, let me know. Let me give you some numbers for the Pistons this season. So, yeah, I mean, their offense ranked, again, all these numbers courtesy of Cleaning the Glass. Detroit's offense ranked 23rd in the league against the Charlotte defense that's ranked 25th in the league. So, bad offense versus bad defense. Flip it. Charlotte's offense is, as you know, dead last in the league, 107.7 points per possession. Detroit's defense is second to last in the league. So this is a bit of a something's got to give game. Classic something's got to give game with a bad Charlotte offense versus a terrible or Detroit defense. But the Hornets have not been able to shoot threes. It's all been going to the rim. They're not great at finishing at the rim. So that's going to equal a bad offense. JC says Nick Richards needs to at least become an average defensive rebounder. He's already a top offensive rebounder. Exactly. Got to show that level of physicality, want to body on a body, hit somebody, as Steve Clifford has said this season. Nick Richards so far has not shown that level. And, in fact, there was a game against New York where I saw him get bodied out of the paint by Isaiah Hartenstein. Now, I'm not digging Isaiah Hartenstein. He's a big dude, strong dude. But, I mean, you got to show a little bit more fight against the backup, big for the New York Knicks. I'm sorry. Like, you got it. You can't get pushed out of the paint like Mark Williams against the third-string center for the Boston Celtics in the preseason. Like, if you want the starting job, you got to go in there and take it. I think after those, few games that he was like a 20-10 player early in the season, I think he just thought, all right, yeah, this is automatic. Kai Jones all the way. Oh, look at that. Nice little pick and roll game from Teo and Kai. Does that look like Kai? That's the question. They have to quickly throw some polygons together over at the 2K universe because they weren't expecting Kai to get in there. I don't know. I'll have to see in a cutaway. Look, Bryce McGowan's in. We've got a full bench rotation here. I'll say, even with LaMelo back, this is probably not realistic. I don't think. Oh, Strong got a mismatch against Kevin Knox. Nick Richards, no contest. I don't think you're going to see this all bench. This is something 2K loves to do, and I would have to dig really down into the rotations to fix this, and I just wanted to get on and stream with you guys. So, whoa, okay. Little cross match. Are they small right now? Or... but I don't think you're going to see an all-bench lineup from Clifford and I. I think he's still going to be committed to... I'll give it to Bryce McGowan's in the corner. I think he's still going to be committed to getting multiple starters. Maybe he'll be a little bit more lenient with going one starter and bench unit. Because, look, Jalen's been a starter for a while now. He's gotten that experience. I think you can trust Jalen plus, Terry Rozier, and again, getting Rozier more time at the shooting guard position is definitely going to help him. Oh, nice move by McGowens. What, dude? What with that? Oh, my goodness. Little double clutch, change the arm direction midair. Bryce McGowens. I like playing with him on 2K. It was a bit like, got a leak out. Oh, my God. Oh, man, that finish and transition. Bryce McGowens, Rapide Quattro. Little quick 4 from Bryce. Oh, my goodness. End of first quarter, and I think the story is pretty clear. Bryce McGowens coming and retaking the lead from the Detroit Pistons with some savvy play off the bench. LaMelo Ball made an immediate impact. It's, for the coach's interview, I'm going to have to get LaMelo more involved offensively. He was being a little bit passive there. First game back, probably wants to get some teammates involved. That's definitely, his strength. His strength is in playmaking and making others better. Hit me up in the chat if you have questions. LaMelo Ball, most likely going to be back tonight. Look for him to make an immediate impact. I mean, the players that, he's going to be going up against defensively are just going to be no match. Oh, and LaMelo immediately getting inside. Beautiful move by LaMelo. In the 3 games that he came back, his points per shot attempt sitting around 103, not great. He didn't have, like so many Hornets this season, he struggled to shoot at times. But his ability to push the pace is something that, is going to really revolutionize how the Hornets play offense, because they started off the season even without LaMelo, because he was injured in the preseason, remember. Even without LaMelo, they were pushing the pace early on at least. Wow, we are just the Hornets are dominating inside right now. There's just no real interior threat that the Pistons so far have been able to throw at the Hornets. And that really does sort of jive with what the stats say. They don't really defend the rim all that well. But LaMelo's going to help push the pace, something they've gotten away from, the Hornets have. Oh, wow. Great pass by Jalen. Little shot fake into the pass. Nick Richards gets in behind the defense. Way to go. I don't know why LaMelo's like fist pumping as he falls out of bounds. That was weird. Stay on him. Force him outside. Good job. Oh, I don't know what that shot was, but it was not good. And honestly, Hornets' defensive rebounding issues, Nick Richards' defensive rebounding issues, some of the stuff we talked about so far, a lot of that gets solved. Pull up. I held that too long. Oh, no, said early. Okay. I think a lot of that gets solved by LaMelo coming back because, he is going to gobble up with those long arms and his just ability to find the basketball. He's going to gobble up a lot of those opportunities that were going back and killing them, going back to the team and getting rotated out for 3. So, I think LaMelo, just like 3-point shooting fixes a lot or covers up a lot of sins. I think LaMelo's playmaking ability to push the pace and rebound, also all the way. Nice. Foul enduring. All right, here, if you're first time watching, this has been a bit of a challenge for me, these free throws. Shorted it. Ugh. I don't know why. I just it's a mental block. It's totally like a Mason Plumlee kind of situation where I just get too antsy on I'm afraid of it going too far and bouncing back on the meter, and I can't do free throws without the shot meter. I tried. For some reason, with jump shooting, in rhythm, it feels right, and I don't watch a ton of free throw shots that closely to know people's where to release that. So, all right, let's see if I can get LaMelo here. Pull up. It's quick. Ugh, late. Yeah, he has 2 shots on here. One is that quick pull up off the pick, But then you have to hold a little bit. Oh, man, I slid there. I got on skates. Then he has this other one where it's a little bit of a, the catch and shoot's a little bit of a longer release time. Kelly, not afraid. Oh, bango! Let's go. Tsunami Poppy. Hopefully the return of LaMelo equals the return of a little bit of Tsunami. Like, they've needed Tsunami Father. They've needed the maturity of Oubre's game just based on how they're constructed. But this offense thrived on a little Poppy every once in a while. I think that's a big question. Can you get a little bit of Poppy back and maintain a little bit of the father? Can he change Can he change his maturity level depending on what the Hornets need? Can he go from risky to careful? I don't know why they're holding the basketball. They're down. I mean, they can hold it if they want to. Good block out there by Mace. All right, let's run something. Back cut. Oh! I don't know why I'm passing with Kelly, number one. I don't know why LaMelo shorted that cut. This has been a fast-paced game. Not many fouls. No timeouts. Slightly early. I'm taking a lot more threes than the Hornets have been lately, at least, per minute. The Hornets, hopefully, LaMelo shot a lot of threes in those 3 games that he returned, so I just think single-handedly he's going to raise their number of three-point attempts. But also, again, the attention that he ran him off the three-point line. The attention that he draws is going to open up a lot of things for other people, and his ability to just deliver it. I mean, some of these shots that could have been three-point shots. Couldn't hold on to the basketball. That could have been three-point shots and ended up being mid-range shots have been because the pass really hasn't been totally accurate and in rhythm. And then, you got to pump fake, try to drive inside. So just having a better passer on the floor is going to open up a lot. I mean, Terry Rozier being your point guard is not ideal. I think people there you go. There, I just proved it by making a horrible pass. Oh, you knew Boyan was going to pull up. We're going to hold for the last shot. Go. Go! Oh, I was holding it. I don't know. All right. We'll take a 7-point lead into the half. 27-20. Hornets. We'll look at some stats here at halftime, too. Hit me up in the chat. JC says, I saw Nick got boxed out by someone on the floor in one game. I forgot which. Maybe you might need to change the meter. It worked for me. Oh, change the style of the meter. I like that meter. I like that particular meter. I've looked at a couple of them, and that one makes the most sense to me. PJ Washington, 4 points in 7 minutes. He gets the halftime interview duties. We'll see how the stats stack up, who I need to go to. I mean, I think LaMelo's played well. I think certainly Bryce McGowan's gave them a punch in that first quarter. We'll see if that continues. Oh, that was a beautiful pass, yeah. LaMelo Ball, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. I mean, he's doing very LaMelo-y things. Jalen Duren, 4 points, 3 rebounds. He's been a big factor, too, in these shortened quarters. Probably 8 and 6 for Jalen at half if you want to double it up. Hit me with score predictions. Hit me with LaMelo Ball points predictions, minutes predictions. I want them all. I want your intel. I want your ideas out. Ugh. Is that his energy meter? Man, maybe they need to get him out of the game. PJ looking like he's hurt, I guess. He's got a... Oh, boy, confusion. No. Oh, nice. If you haven't yet, make sure you're checking out everyhornetsboxscore.com. I put extensive game notes on every game. If you sign up for free, you get a little bit of them. You get kind of my basic thoughts. You can dig a little deeper if you sign up. Oh, almost made that. LaMelo Ball, that's another thing too. In those 3 games, there was a little bit of that patented LaMelo Ball foul trouble that has always plagued him a little bit. So that's something to watch as well. Oh man, Rozier got completely scorched on that slob. Oh, nice. And one. I needed the and one there because these free throws, I'm going to tell you what. I don't think I've made in the 5 or so that I've done of these, I don't think I've made a single Mason Plumlee left-handed free throw, even though I don't even know if they've updated it to make it a left-handed free throw. Let's see. Yes, they have. Starting backcourt should be Percocet and Naproxen. A reference to the show today where I asked an AI chatbot to finish a joke for me that the Hornets are so injured that instead of calling out plays, they call out the name, and the AI finished it with the names of their painkillers, which I thought was pretty funny for a robot. Vicodin, Percocet. That should be instead of ice, instead of down. I think Clifford says down for icing a pick and roll. You should say Percocet, perk. Bogdanovich, I don't know, wasn't really watching there how Mason got switched there, but it's not an ideal matchup. They're like dropping, so Stewart is dropping, but also not particularly guarding anyone. So they're certainly guarding the drive, but also really not staying attached to the man there. Jaden Ivey, I feel like he's really made much of an impact either. It's been tough sledding for the Pistons. All right, here we go again, shading the guard. I need a pick. The Frenchman. If you could put a former Bobcat on the roster for fun, fit, future success, who would it be? This season, probably Stack Jack. I mean, they just need a dominant score. I mean, that would, their offense has been so terrible that I think Stack Jack would come in and immediately. I mean, somebody that can immediately come in and drop a 40 burger. I mean, that was Stack Jack. He had that ability. There's not a single player on the roster right now where I'm like confident. If that person wanted to go out and score 40 points, they could do it. Not even LaMelo. So, yeah. I mean, I think that's, to me, pretty easy one. I'm not sure I could think of another person other than Stag. I mean, obviously, like Gerald Wallace, one of the only Bobcats All-Star. So, that was a stupid pass. But we're going to guard it in transition. Look at that. Bryce. I need Bryce more than ever. I don't know why I'm doing something wrong where I can't get my play calls. I told you guys, I'm out of practice. What? I don't even... Oh, man. Kai just broke the game. I don't even know what happened there. I got to go to the instant replay for that one. I have no idea what happened here. All right, a little zoom out. What in the world? Okay, so Kai gets it. A little hook. Yep, there's some definite. Let's see. You're not going to see this in the NBA, folks. Kai Jones putting his arm through the neck of Kevin Knox, really the chest, just through the neck and chest cavity of Kevin Knox. I mean, look, that's a savvy play. I don't care what anybody says. You know, Kai Jones, that's what separates him. The upside here is that he can put his arm through another player and then, look, could have finished better, but also he may have just murdered Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox, credit to Kevin Knox, after having an arm impale him, he comes up, gets back on defense. That's commitment, folks. And just to confirm, they're going to have to go back to the it certainly looks a little bit like Kai, but I think they've got to go back to the workshop on Kai Jones. If Kai Jones is going to be getting more minutes, I think they could do a little bit better than that on Kai. Anyhow, so Kevin Knox needs medical attention. Crazy, says classic Kai Jones play. Yeah, just really long arms, nut stuff, impaling another player. Oh, goodness. That was really quick. There we go. All right, that's the first time I've ever shot free throws with him. Because I don't think I've done one of these since he's been in the rotation. It's been a while. Have a baby. Are we going to switch? No? Okay, great. Thanks for the communication. Oh, man, dropping threes. That's a tie ball game. Oh, had him. I keep trying to pass with Kelly Oubre, and that's just a mistake. For one, it's not. There we go. Bryce, look at that steal. Oh, fight past him. Stupid Corey Joseph. You know what? I'm going to take you to the hoop. Oh. Excuse me. What? I don't know what happened there. Sorry. Oh, boy. Injury. And here Stewart comes back in the game. Pretty sure that was Bagley that went down. Put LaMelo in. Yeah, I could do that. I don't really want to pause it, though. I think I'm going to let it play out. I'm going to let Coach Cliff, I'm going to let Robot Coach Cliff guide the way. I mean, at least while I'm in the lead. And if they take a lead, okay, I might make a little adjustment there. I will, in the fourth quarter, probably play only as LaMelo Ball. So I'll put him in the fourth quarter, the entire fourth quarter. I try to play. Oh, man, look at that. It was so easy to recover back because of Kai's crazy long arms. Oh, that is a super high pick and roll. Oh, man, I love his crossover is really tight on this game. And he draws the foul. Look at Bryce McGowan's, man. He is similar to James Bouknight, is a joy to play with on 2K. And if I just calm down, I can hit these free throws. McDaniels, don't just kind of getting in my free throw. It's like stepping up and talking to me while I'm trying to shoot that free throw. Jalen, chill out, dude. All right, just need a good defense. Oh, okay. Melo's back in the game. We'll keep him in the fourth quarter. I'm going to go solo on him. Oh, what happened there? Defensive breakdown. What in the world happened on the weak side there? Was this McDaniels? Oh, what? Like, he gets picked here by 20 and then decides to go. I mean, look, there's the scenic route and then there's whatever happened here. Yeah, just terrible defense by McDaniels here. My goodness. And so, what's he doing? Why did he go? Oh, man. I have no idea why that had to happen. All right, we're going to hold it here. One pick and we're going. Oh, faked everyone out. And Kai Jones there to clean it up, baby. Kai. Kai's my guy, man. I love Kai Jones. I love watching him play. Yeah. Steal. Get it. Like, obviously there are issues with Kai Jones. Like, there are some points of development. I think another interesting question, with LaMelo coming back into the game, do they extend the rotation to 10? I think so. You're going to give some guys a break. So it's probably not going to result in anyone not playing, other than like fringe guys like Thor. But it'll be interesting with the number of bigs. I think Kai Jones probably has a little bit more of a shot to play in this game than Bryce. So I think both of them play. But I think if you're like looking at the box score at the end of the game and it's a competitive game, and the box score is going to reflect that, then minutes-wise, I suspect Kai will probably get a few more minutes because they'll look to do that Kai too big lineup. All right, let's look at this chat. Crazy said, did Charles Barkley not want to be in 2K? Maybe 2K didn't want to pay. Chuck's looking for the big bucks, baby. On a different note, I think, Amber says, on a different note, I think there will be a lot of solemn vibe in the arena since there'll likely be a Paul Silas tribute. He was by far the best coach in Charlotte basketball history. That's going to be a hard agree from me. Paul Silas, both emotionally, I agree with that because he was really the coach that defined my early Hornets fandom. I started watching during the late, probably Bristow's last year into Cowan's. But Paul Silas is when I really started to understand and know the game, was when Paul Silas really transformed the Charlotte Hornets from a team that was used to getting up and down the floor, moving quickly, shooting lots of threes with Glenn Rice, scoring a lot, to a more defensive-oriented team that really fit the 90s style. They were grit and grind before grit and grind. That Baron Davis, Jamal Mashburn, P.J. Brown was consistently in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Eldon Campbell anchoring the middle. My Eldon Campbell beanie baby that I got at the final regular season home game is still on my shelf, anchoring my shelf. But Baron Davis was one of the few. Baron Davis and Jamal Mashburn really held up, and Lee Nalon off the bench really held up the offense. But so much of it was about the defensive mentality that Paul Silas brought. And he was a big part of the organization. Obviously, he was the head coach during the worst season in NBA history, but that wasn't Paul's fault. That was the Hornets deciding to one time the Hornets decided to tank, folks. They did it better than anybody has ever done it. They didn't do it for a sustained amount of time like the Philadelphia 76ers, but the one time that they decided to tank to get Anthony Davis in the next draft, they were extremely effective at it. And Paul Silas had to oversee that and really help the organization through that period. He was a big part of the organization. His son stepped in for Clifford when Clifford had his health issues during the first time that Clifford was coach here in Charlotte. And Stephen was an assistant coach through Silas's tenure, both tenures, and now, of course, heading up the Houston Rockets. So Paul Silas, big part of the Charlotte family, was always around the organization. He was a mainstay in the seats behind the Charlotte Hornets bench. So he will definitely be missed. Crazy says, oh yeah, and they're going to wear a patch, by the way. If you haven't heard, they've developed a little honeycomb patch that says Silas on it, and they'll wear it for the rest of the season. JC says on that Kai Jones play, he's got that dog in him. Yeah, you have to have that dog in you to throw your arm through another player. John 17 says LaMelo is back. That apparently is the case. Questionable for tonight. Has the intention to play. He'll warm up. We'll know for sure a little bit closer to tip. Make sure you're following Locked On Hornets on Twitter. Me, at Doug Brinson, LOH on Twitter. Amber says, next time Nada's on the show, I'd love to know who he'd think we'd draft with that precious first-round pick we got from the Nuggets after trading away for Jaden Ivey. Yeah, that's before I spout my mouth off here, it would be good to go ahead and look at the NBA standings and check and see where Denver is. The Hornets getting Denver's first-round pick right now. Denver sitting in the 3rd spot in the Western Conference. So as predicted, that draft pick, which is heavily lottery protected anyway, so even if the Nuggets were to all of a sudden get very bad very quickly, it would not turn into a lottery pick. I think it's top 16 protected, way more than lottery. But it's going to be in the 20s somewhere, probably mid-late 20s. So yeah, well, next time we have Nada on, which will be 2 weeks from now, they were gracious enough to give us every other week. So Nada and David, the family, it's like family day is on Tuesday when family members come over, and we're swapping in between David Walker and Nada Edwards. We'll ask him next time he's on. AMJ said, of course, Duran's going to go crazy. He's been pretty good in this one so far. Duran has 6 points, 6 rebounds. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting. Him on the boards. I mean, he really likes to attack the offensive boards. So it's going to be a challenge for both Richards and Plumlee to keep someone of his athleticism and strength. You know, I mean, I think that was the thing that I saw in his game and what excited me and what I thought he could bring to the Charlotte Hornets is that level of physicality. Now, he needs some work on the defensive rebound side of the ball as well. His defensive rebound percentage is not good for the center position, but he's also a rookie. You know, I mean, give him some time. Let's see what else. Yep, Phantom saying LaMelo's upgraded from out to questionable, is going to try to give it a go. Phantom saying watch Duran blow up tonight. I mean, that's where I think everybody's scared about that. I don't want it to happen, to be perfectly honest. Like, I don't, you know, as much as I'd like to be vindicated, I don't want to see anyone destroy the Hornets just to make them pay for not drafting them. So, Tyler saying, catch me at the Grizzlies or Mavs game, courtside with a Big Nick energy sign. That's funny. Yeah, Gage saying pick 26 would be where the Nuggets are right now. So, we'll get some intel from Nada on who those players are going to be. All right, let's get into this fourth quarter. I'm going to player lock on the point guard position. We're going to head over to substitutions. Just make sure that LaMelo Ball's on the floor. I think he's going to start this fourth quarter. If he doesn't, I'll sub him in. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in for this preview. Hopefully you've learned a little bit. Killian not had a totally great game. Playing aggressive there, going under the screen, though. Doesn't make me pay for it. Oh, nice pass. Let's see. Go. Cut. Probably need, if I'm going to player lock on LaMelo, probably need be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive rebound there. Oh, look at this. I'm playing aggressive, D. I'm putting ball pressure. Kind of ball pressure we haven't seen since DSJ. Again, Jalen, man. His defense has been a little sus in this game so far. Going to need him to step it up. Pick and roll navigation, not been good by Jalen McDaniels. And it's going to be really important because this guy right here, knocking down a lot of shots this season. Bojan Bogdanovic. Don't say Bojan. Don't say Bojangles. It's Bojan with a Y, but with a J. It's a soft J. Oh, they just subbed him out. Okay, here we go. All right, he gets a short breather. All right, well, competitive game here. Teo, baby, let's go. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to throw it to. Okay, Mason steps out of bounds somehow. I have no idea how, but that's good. That's good. That actually helps us. Gets LaMelo back in the game. Nice. Good D. Oh, get it to... Oh. That was me? Oh. Trying to run through that. I got caught up on a bunch of screens. Just again, a reiteration. I'm not a professional 2K player. So my performance is going to really reflect that. But I have... Oh, my God. Duran, no. No. That's the nightmare. I mean, that... And look, I think whether he dominates the game, we'll see. Oh, jeez. He just dominated that shot. Look, whether he dominates the game or not, we'll see. But you can be sure that he's going to get one of those alley-oops. All right, I got to calm everyone down here. One more pass. Oh, Jalen was open in the corner. Need one more screen. Oh, that was actually a really great screen. Oh, nice cut there by Rozier. Oh, there we go. Amazing pass by LaMelo to fit it in through all that traffic. Oh, I was going for that steal if he drove. Nice, good rebound there. Terry going to bring it up. Oh, I was going all the way through. Oh, man. All right. I'm not worried yet. Help, help, help. Oh, man. Well, I mean, where was Terry? Please. Give me ball. Give me ball. Why didn't he just cut to the rim, man? Oh. I mean, wide open. Good D, though. He's played great D in this one. All right, here we go. Double screen. Oh, Terry. I need you. I need scary Terry right now. Took both of the guys away there. Nothing but clean air for Terry Rozier. Can't knock it down. It's been Terry's year, though. Obviously, you hope that LaMelo's return changes some of those fortunes. Not in this game. If Melo, Haywood, and Dennis Smith comes back, this will be a whole game changer. Hayward, yeah. If Melo, Hayward, and Dennis Smith come back, yeah. I mean, obviously, adding that kind of talent. Now, the question is, will it be too late? Can you get everybody together? Will it immediately translate to wins? I think that's yet to be seen. Can I get an actual screen this time, Mason, please? Thank you. About to be under a minute here. Let's see if they go quick. They do. Kick it to the corner. And he's been the guy. Out of bounds. Let's go. All right, we need a bucket here, folks. We're down to the wire. Boyan gave us a gift. Wide open corner three. He misses. They execute the offense perfectly. Well, that's not going to do it. Oh, thought I had it picked. Was that an intentional foul? I don't think we need to intentionally foul here. I know it's 2 possessions, but I think we're okay. Maybe it's just because we had 1 to give. Oh, that's a killer. That's a killer. Fouling on that play. And honestly, that's been a storyline for the season. Not being able to guard without fouling has definitely hurt the Charlotte Hornets. They're definitely one of the worst teams in terms of free throw rate on the defensive end of the floor. Pulling up deep. Now we'll play the foul game. Yeah, I can get those numbers in terms of free throw rate. So Charlotte's defense, this is beautiful. 23rd in the league, okay? 23rd in the league in free throw rate allowed at 22. And Detroit's offense, 7th in the league in free throw generation. This is perfect because they're taking free throw shots right now. 22.8. So another big storyline. Can you keep these guys off the line? This is not, along with the Hornets, this is not a team that likes to play in the half court. They want to grind it out. They want to get to the free throw line. They want to play in transition. They want to steal the basketball. So, you know, when you're 2 bad teams, or when you're playing any bad team, it really comes down to can you execute the fundamentals, because the way the bad teams get into games is you don't take care of the basketball, you foul too much, you know, those kind of things. So in this case, you don't hit shot. I've turned the ball over too much in this one. I mean, there's, you know, no doubt about it. Well, at least I got the free throw line. Should be a good game. I mean, certainly the line was at 3. I think the line probably goes up to maybe 5, 6 with LaMelo back, but maybe not. I mean, you know, maybe they leave it at 3. Who knows? We'll see let's see if they've adjusted the line yet on the news. But anyone who got in at 3 might be in pretty good shape. They have adjusted the line to 4, so not quite as big as line jump as I thought, but they are adjusting the line on the news that LaMelo Ball. That was courtesy of our friends at Bet Online. You know I got to get an ad in. Come on. Hit me up in the chat one more time before we head out. Does not look like I'm going to secure the win here. That's okay. It's all a learning experience, folks. That's what this is all about. Obviously, we're disappointed. Didn't play as good as we wanted to. I'm gonna blame Jalen McDaniels' defense. Really threw me off. 51-44 final score. Jalen Duren probably gonna be player of the game here. Couldn't script it any better. Jalen Duren, your player of the game. The block shot on LaMelo. The offense, pulling Mason Plumlee out. Got rebounds all over the floor. What was his line to finish the game? I mean, this guy, Jalen Duren, 8 and 10, almost had a double-double in a game with 6-minute quarters. 3 assists. Okay. That's tough. 1 steal, 2 blocks. I mean, that's a pretty good game. 4 of 5 from the field. Jaden Ivey, the one you would expect. I mean, he certainly led in points, but, you know, had to do a lot of work there. 4 of 10 from the field. Jalen Duren dominates for Charlotte. PJ Washington, yeah, a lot of those coming off of assists by LaMelo Ball. 7-4-3, 2 turnovers, 2 of 9 from the field, though. I'm a little out of practice with shooting with LaMelo Ball because he hasn't been in a lot of these games that I've done on here. That's my excuse making. I have no excuse for 3 of 9 for Terry Rozier. Nick Richards doing some good glass cleanup work. He's 6 points, 3 rebounds. 11 rebounds for Plumlee. Cleaning up, but only 2 points on that and 1 that he had. And then Bryce McGowan's I thought was a bright spot in this game and fun to play with. I don't think I've really played with him at all because he was out of the rotation when I did a few of these games. But now he is in the rotation. I don't know how long that's going to last. We talked about that. If you haven't listened to the actual full podcast we put out today, we talked a lot about who would be the victim of a Cody Martin return, because I think Bryce still gets some minutes in this game with LaMelo's return. But if Cody comes back, if Gordon comes back, Bryce is a bright spot. Bryce is the future. But I think as long as they're in winning mode, they're going to go with the guys that give them size, strength, and, veteran poise. And I think Bryce already has a little bit of that poise that you see in veterans. I mean, that's what really makes you interested in what he can do. But they're going to I think size is a big thing. I mean, I was looking, he's listed at 179. He's got to put on some bulk. He's got to eat a few cheeseburgers, get in the weight room. He'll be fine. But it's just not going to happen this year, I think, unless there are injuries. I don't think he's going to be a serious part of the rotation if they get healthy and they're trying to win again. So we'll see. Tyler's saying, how would you grade the hypothetical Pirtle trade you guys were talking about in the offseason? I haven't really checked in much on Pirtle this season. I really keep it so hyper-focused on the Hornets, but I can look up Jakob. Let's see. I mean, he's playing well. And he was somebody that I targeted that I thought was gonna play better. I mean, his points per shot attempt are pretty much where you thought they were gonna be. His usage, I mean, he's getting a ton of usage in San Antonio. Would he have gotten that in Charlotte? Yes, with the injuries, but in this alternate universe, maybe they're not as injured. Would he get that kind of usage in Charlotte? I'm not sure. But great assist percentage. Let's look at his rebounding. I mean, he's one of the best defensive rebounders in the league. I mean, 85th percentile, 22.8% defensive rebounding percentage, offensive rebounding percentage, 13.6%. So, yeah, I mean, he's a terror. He's a terror on these rebounds. So, and he doesn't foul a ton, which is, again, something that both Mason and Nick have hurt the Hornets on, is just giving up too many free throw shots to the other team. So Pirtle would have been perfect, and the Hornets, certainly a name that floated around the Hornets organization. I don't know how serious they were in trying to pursue him, but it would have been a perfect fit. And instead, they commit franchise malpractice and leave us with Mason Plumlee and Nick Richards. Phantom999 says, Bryce going to be a great hope. We help, let's see, will he be better, Kelly, in a year or two? Yeah, could be. I mean, I've always seen like a little bit of Beal in him as well. I think he's got a great finishing ability, as you can see in this alternate or fake universe of 2K that tries its best to reflect reality. McGowan's just super confident, knows how to get in and finish. I think he's going to draw a lot of fouls once he gets a little bit more experience with this kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm super excited about Bryce. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the 2K preview. Again, we'll get him next time. I'm slowly improving at this game we call 2K. Had a great start, just sort of faded as I tried to get LaMelo more involved and didn't know how to shoot with LaMelo. So I'll get back in the gym. We'll figure it out. But the exciting news is that you can actually watch the real LaMelo Ball hoop it up tonight against the Detroit Pistons. All intentions to play, and I'll be covering it on every Hornets box score. Please do me a favor. Go to everyhornetsboxscore.com. Subscribe for free. Check it out. You can preview a lot of the stuff that I put on there. We're doing a podcast. We're going to get that podcast going again really soon. And we're looking at historical box scores from Charlotte Hornets days of yore and Charlotte Bobcats days of yore, going and exploring some of that. It wasn't great history, but it was interesting history and a lot of fun names to go through. And if you decide that you like it, you can consider supporting my work there, which goes directly to helping me produce more content. So thank you, as always, for supporting the Locked On Hornets podcast and what we do here. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, do so. And like this video, share it. We really need to get more people talking about the show on social media, spreading the news. If LaMelo comes back, if some of these guys get back and they start winning again, we got to let more Hornets fans know where they can get some of the better coverage of the team, and that's right here on the Locked On Hornets podcast. So until next time, until I do one of these 2K previews again, I'm going to say go Hornets, Go America. Let's swarm Charlotte. Let's beat those Pistons tonight. That's what I'm saying.